We have a situation with Christiana.
Who's Christiana?
Do you pay any attention to your job at all? Christiana Marcos, she's the model for our fall preview.
Okay, what's the problem, Maxie?
Apparently she just threw a water bottle at her dresser.
Well, she's probably hungry. Have someone give her a cheeseburger. She'll be fine.
Really? That is your solution? Do you know anything about artists or how they work?
Christiana Marcos is not an artist. She is an underfed, spoiled, rotten model who should get down on her knees and thank God every day she's getting paid a flippin' fortune to have her stupid picture taken in overpriced clothes and get over herself.
I can't believe I'm stuck in this office with you. Let me see that call sheet. See if it's right.
Is right.
Greetings, blonde ones. I see my favorite friends are functioning as a well-oiled, lovely, two-headed machine. You look especially bright today. Might the Jack assume you've suffered no ill effects from the night we spent together?
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Hey. Hi, Troops.
Hey, what have you done?
Done?
I don't know. I don't know if it's your hair or did you do something different with your hair, your shirt? I like it. It's kind of hot. Don't you think?
All right, well, you know what? Thanks, Milo. I'll catch up with Jason later. I wasn't expecting you. Are you here to pick up your stuff, or are you staying?
Oh, that's entirely up to you.
I've been in Port Charles a lot longer than you have. I've studied the dynamics of the Corinthos organization. I was part of it for a while. My advice comes from the direct knowledge of how these people work. You have to move against them now before Jason has time to consolidate his position.
If we do what you suggest, we have to be ready to absorb Corinthos property immediately. I'm not sure we're ready. Maybe in a few weeks.
No, it's going to be too late by then, Tony. Look, I say we hit now before Jason has an opportunity to mount an effective defense.
John, you're awful quiet. Weigh in here. When do we hit Morgan?
We don't.
No, I've told you that settlement is not going to work for either party. I have to call you back. Whoa, Milo. You've got to wrap that.
Wrapping what?
Newspaper or a towel or a blanket or something. You've got to protect it. You don't want to send it to Sonny in pieces.
Yeah, who knows what sentimental value that vase has in Mr. C, huh? Just because this isn't the boss's office anymore doesn't mean we don't show his things respect. Use your shirt if you have to.
Wait here.
Oh, thanks, Brendan.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're here because I have some legal matters.
Hold on.
I'll address all of your concerns. I just need a moment alone. Please.
I'm sorry, we really need to backtrack. Did I hear you say you spent the night with Maxie?
Oh, it must suck being you. Every single guy you think of as your own personal property eventually finds their way to little old me.
One question, Spinelli, why?
Max Mista was kind enough to tend to the jackal after at her place of residence after Mr. Corinthos slammed my head there into that structure.
He attacked you? Sonny is a barbarian. Of course, Spinelli didn't have time to react, much less defend himself. Not that he could.
No, look, apparently Spinelli gave some unasked for advice to Sonny about Morgan.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Oh, so you're condoning what Sonny did?
No, I am just saying, obviously, after what happened to Michael, Sonny's kids are a hot button right now, so... Especially if Spinelli, however unintentionally, is implying that Sonny's not good for his kids or something.
That doesn't excuse the fact that Sonny rammed Spinelli's head into a wall.
Your modesty is confusing your friends. I have no doubt that you could have obviously defended yourself, but out of pure obligation to Sonny, you stayed quiet because of his grief.
Exactly.
Right?
Jackal deeply respects the pain of others.
No. That's not how it happened at all. Sonny attacked and Spinelli was paralyzed.
Jason has been Sonny's enforcer for years. Do you really think that he is not prepared for us? That he doesn't already have a retaliation plan in place? Sonny and Jason have not controlled this territory for as long as they have by being stupid and unprepared.
My son makes a good point. How do you suggest we handle it?
Well, there's the troops in place. Jason will honor it. He knows that war is bad for business. I say that we honor it too. By the time that we need to move our resources into Port Charles, then we reevaluate.
I see. I'm sorry, with all due respect. I think you're thinking with your heart, not your head.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, Anthony, come on. He's involved with Lulu Spencer, and Lulu Spencer has very close ties to both Sonny and Jason. I think she might get a little angry with John if Jason was to turn up dead. It's definitely a relationship killer, isn't it? Look, your son's love life notwithstanding, the decisions that need to be made here are what's best for business, and that is abundantly clear. We hit Jason now, while he's vulnerable.
To work. Yep. Milo, I want you to finish packing these boxes. I want you to take them over to Sonny's, okay? I want you to offer him guards, but expect that he's going to turn them down.
Oh, you're going to need your own guards. Now, I spent last night reorganizing the staff here. It's going to be a tighter detail, but I think we've got it pretty much worked.
This is not going to work.
You don't like the guys that I picked?
One thing you all need to understand, Sonny ran his business his way. That's not mine. Okay, I'm gonna do everything I can to keep the violence to a minimum so everybody can try to have a semi-normal life, but I'm not gonna be a prisoner of this business. I take care of my own security, I take my own risks. If anyone has a problem with that, I will accept your resignation right now.
You made it clear that our marriage isn't a priority to you.
That's not true.
Well, that's why I'm here. You know, maybe I misunderstood. I want to hear you out.
Michael getting shot made me realize there's nothing more important than my kids. I need to keep them safe, emotionally and physically. I need to give them the best life I possibly can, no matter what I have to sacrifice. And up until yesterday, I thought the only way I could do that was to take Morgan and run. Run and hide somewhere where Sonny couldn't find us.
So what changed yesterday?
Sonny had these signed and notarized. He's given up all rights on Michael and Morgan. He's out of their lives and mine for good.
Okay. Where does that leave us?
Spinelli is so naturally sweet, it's easy to miss the tough guy underneath. I mean, he can totally handle himself. I've seen him in action. Remember when we were being chased by Alcazar's thugs, and it was me, you, and Jason, and, well, whatever. Anyways, he was nothing short of incredible.
Hey, you don't have to convince me that Spinelli rocks. His cyber skills are, like, life-changing. I know exactly why Jason keeps him on the payroll. Who cares if Spinelli is useless in a fight? I mean, that's what they keep Jason around for anyway, to do all the dangerous stuff.
True.
The Jackal continues to learn from the master. Self-defense sessions are not out of the question.
Yeah, well, as long as Jason doesn't let you anywhere near his gun. Remember last summer you shot yourself in the foot? Nobody wants that situation again.
Hop to, ladies. I need updates on the run-throughs for the premiere issue. Thank you. Oh, Spinelli. Should I be worried?
No, I'm here merely in a social capacity.
Oh, good. Well, now I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. We're not having a party. And is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, I just came to see the place. My mother told me
Your
all
mother?
about the Alexis Davis.
Sam!
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? Under any other circumstances, I would love to make.
No, please. I completely understand. You're busy. Everyone's busy. We are too. We've got a ton of things to do. So thanks. Bye.
Okay. So, where were we, ladies?
I'm having a problem with my meds.
Okay, what's the problem?
I usually see Dr. Salick.
Oh, he's on vacation, but I can pull you up the computer. What medication are you on?
Wouldn't it be listed?
You don't know the name of it?
They're for blood flow. But my last prescription didn't work at all. It's even making me sick to my stomach.
Well, it would help if you brought in the bottle, but I can set you up another appointment. Dr. Sheila Mason has an opening at 4 today.
I'd rather see someone else.
You know, Nurse Weber is trying to help you, but she can't read your mind. So what medication are we talking about here?
It's for ED. Erectile dysfunction. But the new prescription isn't working.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. If you don't want to see Dr. Mason,
You know what? Forget it.
What was that about?
Faulty meds.
It's been happening a lot lately.
I know I hurt you, and I'm sorry about that. My only defense is that my son was gravely injured, and you know, maybe I didn't handle that as well as I should have, but that doesn't mean I don't love you.
You have the absolute right to get through what happened to Michael any way you can. If that means lashing out at me, I can handle it. If it means leaning on Sonny and Jason, that's your prerogative. But you also have to understand what it looks like to me. That our marriage, the bond that's supposed to exist between a husband and wife is lacking on some fundamental level.
That's not true.
No, it is true. Because when things bottom out, at the very moment when you're supposed to turn to your husband for support and comfort, you go somewhere else. And it's not criticism, it's a fact. And yes, it makes me question our marriage. Not enough to pack my bags and walk out. Because I'm still too invested in this. I'm still too in love with you. But at the same time, I'm not going to pretend that everything's okay when it's obviously not.
You seem a little too anxious about going after Jason. It gives me pause.
Look, I just know how rare this opportunity is. Jason's not a natural leader, Anthony. He's a follower, all right? That's why his moments in the proverbial sun never last very long. Eventually, he always turns the reins right back over to Sonny. So we need to take Jason down, dismantle the organization so that Sonny doesn't have anything to come back to.
I agree with you. Over-anxious is a perfect way to describe it. Rick's hoping that he's going to force you into a decision before you realize why he's pushing so hard. Your new attorney's got an agenda of his own. Rick hates Jason for being more of a brother to Sonny than he'll ever be, reason number one. Reason number two, Rick hates Jason for hooking up with Elizabeth Weber, Rick's ex-wife. Don't let Rick push you into acting out his own motives for revenge.
I want everyone working under the assumption that the Zakar is going to make a move soon. Okay, so we need to be ready on all fronts. I want you to change the shipping routes. I want you to shake up the... You know what to do. Just take care of it for me.
I'm on it, boss.
Max, just hold up a moment. I would like Max to hear this because I'm going to be asking a question on behalf of both of us. You are in charge now. And as you mentioned earlier, your policies and your rules are different from Sonny's. So I am simply wondering if...
I do not care what you and Max do on your own time. Okay? But right now, I need Max's attention focused elsewhere.
Understood. All right. The first thing we need to deal with is the fact that you are going to come under increased scrutiny from various government agencies.
Hold on. The first thing I need to do is have a conversation with Bernie that you do not want to hear.
My retainer covers waiting in the hallway.
Thank you.
That's where I will be when you need me.
Bernie, your voicemail sounds serious.
Oh. Yeah.
The Zakaras aren't the only ones we should be concerned about. I mean, our Central American associates, once they hear we let them in and they hear that Sonny's kid was shot and now there's this power shift.
Now they think we're vulnerable.
Yeah, they know we are. You know, Mr. Corinthos didn't do you a big favor when he dumped this job in your lap.
Elizabeth, I have to get an accident report from the ER, but I'm intrigued. Do you think someone here is tampering with the meds?
It's possible. You would like to think that would never happen, but
You think it is, don't you?
I have my suspicions. I've been thinking about it ever since Dr. Ford yelled at me for not giving my patient anti-seizure medication when I know I did. And then Nicholas had a post-op seizure right after he received the same medication from Epiphany.
But it's not just that one drug. Sam got a prescription for pain meds that had no effect. Now, that guy, his drugs don't even work.
I'm not really sure Sam's case applies because she was on pain medication and it's not uncommon for your body to build up a tolerance. And that guy right now, he didn't give us enough information to draw any conclusions.
Well, it couldn't hurt to ask. There could be a lot more going on around here than we suspect.
Jekyll appreciates Fair Samantha's efforts, but none of her praise made even a dent with Maximista. She sees me as a loser. Lord of the Wimps.
I think that Maxie was just busy, and it's probably my fault for approaching her at the office. We shouldn't have gone
The
there while
work
she was
has nothing to
working.
do with it. It's not the problem. I am. It's time I face the heart-wrenching truth. Though I may rule cyberspace, there is nothing about the Jackal's brick-and-mortar persona that would cause Maximista's fair heart to race with passion.
Hey, come on, that is not true. You have many wonderful qualities that any woman would appreciate. I think that you are like probably the smartest person that I've ever met. You're sweet and you're incredibly loyal.
Right. Steadfast in truth. So is a golden retriever. Like I have no doubts that Maximista considers me a friend, perhaps even a dear one. But the Jackal wishes for so much more, a physical connection, if you will. But after spending an entire night in Maximista's boudoir, when all she was inspired to do was check my head for concussive damage, the Jackal despairs.
Okay, you want to be Maxie's lover. So naturally, let's assess the raw material and take off your shirt.
Printing house rejected our PC account.
Oh, yeah, probably because you forgot to send them a check last month. Maybe too busy chasing Johnny. Don't worry, I took care of it. We're gonna have a new account within the hour.
Did you tell Kate?
No, I saved your sorry butt, but don't for 1 second think that I'll be making that a habit.
Thank you. You must be getting pretty desperate, by the way.
Meaning, did you buy more?
3-hole punch. Yes, I stocked up this morning.
Perfect. Why am I desperate?
Here's Kate's schedule for the week. Why else would you drag poor unsuspecting Spinelli to your house and trap him in your disgusting bed overnight? You're afraid that he's seeing you for the manipulative slut that you are, so you're using sex, the one thing that you are good at.
Thanks, the schedule looks good. And I'm calling sour grapes. I think you're a jealous loser because you can't stand that Spinelli and I are closer than the two of you ever were. You must be here for Kate.
Oh, I'll let her know.
She's expecting me. I called her.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi. So, good news. I just got off the phone with the distributor of Charm. They are letting us feature their perfume in the premiere issue.
Oh, that's great.
And you couldn't care less. You want to talk about it?
Well, it's just that Sonny is finally out of the middle of my marriage, but I'm afraid that it may have come too late.
How did you come into this information about Rick? Like that ex-wife of his being involved with Jason?
I have my sources.
Yeah, which happen to be Lulu Spencer, who doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah, I think she does. Oh, by the way, Elizabeth Weber was also married to Luke's
Okay,
brother.
while we are going on about Elizabeth's love life, the window of opportunity is closing here. Now, we need to hit Jason hard. We need...
That was a pretty smooth evasion. Why did you want to talk about your ex-wife?
Because Elizabeth Spencer has absolutely no relevance to this conversation, Troy.
Well, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. Is this Elizabeth someone we can use against Jason?
Maybe we should consider canceling tonight's shipment.
It's too late. But I will be informing our people in Puerto Rico that we're going to be changing all future delivery plans.
I just think that might be too much too soon.
Ernie, we have to dictate the terms. If we wait on these people to tell us, it shows more weakness.
Carly,
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to properly express my my devastation at what has happened to Michael.
Thank you.
And if I may just say, I am a little relieved that you have sole custody of Morgan. It can only benefit him.
I appreciate that. So which side did you land on the fallout?
Well, Jason has retained my services, and I'm still also working for Sonny, in a different capacity, of course.
Aren't you worried about conflict of interest or something?
It's a fine line, but we lawyers are used to walking it.
Wish it were that easy for the rest of us.
Okay, I want all new bank accounts. Everything. I want everything just to start over. All right? So I don't know how long that might take you, but just set it
Hey,
up.
I need to talk to you. Sorry.
Yeah, Bernie, just give us a minute. Sorry.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. You shouldn't be here.
I know. I'm sorry I didn't call. I know I just barged in.
No, Carly, you're not getting it. Sonny signed those papers not to just to keep Morgan safe, but we're trying to keep everybody safe. You and I can't see each other anymore.
It's weird. I mean, you and... No, not weird like that. It's weird that you and I have lived under Jason's roof for so long, and I've never seen you without your shirt on.
Wow. The jackal is modest by nature, but made even more so when ripped stone cold is on the premises. Go ahead, say it. Yes, the jackal's physique leaves much to be desired.
No, Spinelli, you're actually not as bad as you think you are. I mean, I think you could use some work on your posture, but you are nice and lean, and you don't have any gross tattoos or piercings. I mean, none that are visible.
The jackal stands before you as originally designed.
Good. I mean, that's really good. That's a good start. I think all you need are guns, and you should be good to go.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why?
I've had some horrific experiences with firearms.
No, Spinelli, guns, as in muscles, biceps.
Oh.
I think I should put you on a really good workout, and we'll build you up a little bit, and it'll make all the difference in the world.
Do you think increased musculature would truly sway Maximistus?
I know it sounds really shallow, doesn't it? But I personally think that intelligence and sense of humor are far more attractive than seeing a man naked. But we as humans are sort of like animals, and we're drawn to certain things and people that happen to be physical.
Yeah, I mean,
suppose.
The same occurs in nature. The process of natural selection leads females to choose dominant and well-contoured males for mates. So, but the one problem that I foresee is my general hopelessness when it comes to any and all physical endeavors.
That's fine. You just put yourself in my hands, Spinelli. We are going to build those muscles, and we will certainly have fun doing it.
You have to be the most selfish creature on the face of the planet.
Who's talking?
You want to be the center of Spinelli's universe? Hand me that letter. And have your big bad mobster romance at the same time? Let's experiment. Try not to think about yourself for 1 second. I know it's probably impossible, but think about Spinelli.
I need Gretchen's fax number.
You know, you should really try putting this in your Rolodex. Why should Spinelli have to sit on the sidelines and watch while you make a fool of yourself for Johnny when everyone knows that whatever you think you have with him clearly is doomed? Where are the messengers with those mock-ups?
Stuck in traffic on his way. You know what? I'll give you some credit. You are an expert on a lot of things.
Thank you.
Like crying on cue, rolling over on your back. Let's not forget sucking up to Kate. But you know absolutely zero about me and Johnny. In fact, you know nothing about relationships at all.
I'll tell you one thing I do know for sure. Now that Johnny's already had you, shouldn't be too hard to get him to break up with you.
There was a time when Elizabeth might have served as leverage against Jason. When we thought that she'd had his child. But the baby turned out to be Lucky's. who happens to be a detective, and I don't really think we need to bring the police in on this, especially when it's easily avoidable.
Which is exactly why we need to keep the truce in place for now. Why poke sticks at Jason Morgan when we can lie low, rake in our money, and build a solid foundation for the future? You want my opinion, you got it. Do what you want with it.
Johnny's got a point. Look, Tony, I'm not in love with Jason Morgan, but these are precarious times. We can always take him out later.
You know, as usual, you say apple, I say orange, nothing ever changes. I'm sure you're going to side with either your son or my father, but I abide by whatever your decision is.
Yeah, hold on. What makes you think Trevor or Johnny speaks for me?
You said Sonny's out of your life? Did something happen?
Well, he signed papers relinquishing his parental rights to Michael and Morgan. Now, if I can only get Alexis to do the same with Christina, then Sonny's remaining children might actually live past the ripe age of 12. Huh? Wouldn't that be an achievement? What?
Oh, it just explains so much, Jax. I didn't hear from Sonny last night, and I thought if we were really finding our way back to a better place, why didn't I hear from him? Why didn't he at least call? But now I know why. Because he had just given up his sons.
Well, you know, I'm surprised he went through with it. You know, I thought he was too selfish to actually do right by his kids.
Yeah, okay, Jax, it's because you don't know him at all. You want to talk about selfish? Let's talk about Carly. How self-absorbed is a woman who would punish such a loving father in such a heartless way?
This is nonsense. There's nothing wrong with us seeing each other. Jason, you're my best friend.
Yeah, and you're mine, but...
There's
you
no
know,
buts here. Come on. Look, I'm grateful to you. There's no way I could have convinced Sonny to give up the boys if you hadn't agreed to take over the business. And I know that's a burden that you've never wanted to carry.
It's a small price to pay after what I did to Michael. And if running the organization helps keep Morgan safe, it's the least I can do. But you know what? Things need to change all around. Nobody's sacrifice means anything if you're still a target, Carly. You know what? You just gotta stay away, okay?
You're serious.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, you know, maybe I can agree with you a little that you should stay away from Morgan, but you and me, we're a different story. Morgan's a little boy. I'm a grown woman, Jason.
Yeah, but you can get shot and die as easily as anybody else.
You can't do this to me. I just lost Michael. You know, I can't lose you too. And I'm not gonna let you be alone in this world. You walked away from your only child. You walked away from the woman you love. You and Sonny can barely look at each other. You need me, just like I need you, and I'm not going anywhere, so you need to live with it.
Yeah, baby, that's the spot to go for. There you go. Keep pumping. Hold on. Keep pumping. You're almost there. You got it. Wow, that's great. Hi, I'm so sorry, Mike Grasshopper. I had to finish his reps.
Can I come in?
Yeah, of course you can come in.
Oh, greetings, Lulu's brother in blue. I would rise to give you a firm, manly handshake, but I fear I may have strained something vital.
What is your bizarre obsession over the men in my life? You trashed my brother, you seduced Logan, God knows what you did with Spinelli, and now you're hoping that Johnny will break up with me. Who's next, my dad?
No, I'm not against dating an older man.
You are revolting, and I swear to God, Maxie, if you go anywhere near my father, I will break you.
No, that could be interesting. I'd do it just to hear you call me stepmom. On the other hand, I could just take Johnny away from you.
You're delusional.
You think? Hold that thought. Johnny! Hi, it's Maxie. I'm good, how are you? I'm, at the office. I needed to settle something with you. Do you think you could come over here right now? Great. I'll see you soon. Bye.
How can you possibly see Carly's actions as merely punitive? Have you not figured out what Sonny does for a
It
living?
doesn't negate who he is as a man or as a father. He loves his children.
Yes,
He
and
wants them
Carly
safe
loves
and
him just
happy.
as much, okay? Parents love their children. It doesn't make them special.
What Carly is doing isn't out of love, Jax. It's out of her incessant need to punish Sonny.
You know, I'd expect this warped, centric view from Sonny, not you. And you can't deny that Morgan will be better off without the violence that constantly follows Sonny around.
Yes, I can deny it, Jax. A compromise can be made.
Yet another
way
compromise,
for
another kid can
Carly
end up
to
in a
keep
coma.
Morgan safe without ripping a father from his son's lives. But with all of the support that Carly generally enjoys, I'm not surprised she didn't bother to find an alternate route. I am surprised at how you enable her.
I'm gonna put an end to this conversation before you say something you're gonna regret.
Kate, Christiana just walked out of the photo shoot.
Oh, skinny bitch. I have filed formal changes of ownership for all of the affected companies. Now, as I was saying earlier, you are going to come under increased scrutiny from the feds. In particular, they're going to be looking at your income tax records, because that is the easiest way to go after alleged mobsters.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you just discuss the books with Bernie and just give him your legal insight?
Absolutely.
Please?
Now, you might also want to think about updating your will. Not to put too fine a point on it, but your life expectancy just went way down.
The shipment just got hit.
You presented your case very well. I can see why you're a respected trial lawyer.
Does that mean you're going to follow my advice?
I might have.
That was Vaughn. He's got some surprising news, huh? It seems a Corinthos cargo ship just exploded.
Imagine that.
You've had this planned all along, haven't you?
Doesn't mean I don't appreciate a good debate. Listen, making Jason look weak right away sends a message to his minions. See, there's a reason why underlings are underlings. They don't have the emotional fortitude it takes to ride out these little storms. They get nervous, and then they panic. And when that happens, they start looking for ways to cover their butts. And eventually, one of them is going to come to me and offer to take Jason down from the inside, and then we get what we want. Jason is history, the Corinthos organization splinters, and our hands are clean. You're right, Johnny's right. Everybody's happy. Right, Trevor?
Yes. Do you have a moment to go over a few things? I didn't want to bother Carly.
Sure.
Well, has a decision been made about the poolside bar?
We're gonna hold renovations until September.
May I express the condolences and best wishes of everyone on the staff for little Michael? We miss him.
Never ceases to amaze me how many people he touched. And how different it is, without him. I'll be sure to tell Carly.
Thanks.
Jax, wait. Okay, I'm mortified. I'm so sorry. You're probably one of my only real friends. Can we not fight?
Thank you, Fair Samantha. My guns are screaming with pain and glee.
Sorry.
But soon, thanks to you, I will be a pillar of manly prowess. But right now, all I can think of is a long, hot soak.
Okay, you do that. You did good, okay? And I promise, sorry, I promise it's gonna get easier.
One can only hope.
It will. But
You're a personal trainer now. What else did I miss?
I'm just trying to help Spinelli access his inner stud. And I think maybe working out is the first step to building some confidence.
He's just a little different. I'm just glad he's just away from Lulu.
Really? I don't know. I think maybe the two of you just got off on the wrong foot. Really. I mean, he's actually a sweetheart. He's a good guy. And I kind of think he deserves to get the girl. But between you and I don't think he stands a chance.
I'm so glad you got here so fast. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
I didn't realize Maxie had so much influence over you.
I was hoping you would be here, and you are. I don't have any complaints. What can I do for you?
Pay up. Remember when I covered for Lulu the day she blew off work just because you asked me to?
I remember.
Well, you said you'd owe me, and I'm ready to collect.
Sure, whatever you want.
I'm so glad you said that. Now, I can't wait to go to Federico's party in Manhattan next Friday with you on my arm.
My loyalty to Sonny does not give me the right to judge Carly's motives or put you in a position where you feel like you have to defend her. It does me no good to fight with you, Jax. I am grateful for your friendship, for your investment, for being the voice of reason, sometimes the only one, in times that can be only described as hellish.
We're all upset about what happened to Michael, okay? And you're the last person that I want to have conflict with right now.
So why don't we agree to be Switzerland? We'll help each other by suspending judgment.
Sounds like a plan.
Wow. You know, you need to make a decision. Who's more important, me or Kate? Because you can't have both.
With all due respect, Anthony, I am concerned. You provoked Jason Morgan, and he's gonna whack you back. Jason and Sonny are entirely different kinds of animals. Jason is more cunning, logical, less likely to act on his emotions and make a mistake.
You know what? I think you're overestimating Jason just a little bit, Trevor. Look, he's a thug. He's a hitman. He kills people for a living. Jason doesn't have the ability to project or plan ahead or lead. Hitting him now is the exact right move.
It's going to be interesting to see who's proven right. Even more interesting to see how this thing plays out. What Jason does in the next couple of hours is going to show us exactly how formidable an opponent he's going to be.
What do we know? Nobody was killed. Cargo's a total loss. It was a car as it had to be.
Hypothetically, you would have an airtight alibi in place before issuing any retaliation orders. Police are going to be all over you. Having said that, I shall leave you gentlemen to your business.
Jason, I know 2 places we can hit back that causes the cars a maximum amount of damage. Just give me the word.
Anthony Zaccara did this to me. I'm the one who's gonna respond.